This is an expat alert because the global talent grab has just begun and Americans may be left out of it. In fact, we need to focus on a few regions today. Spain, the continent of Africa, and Dubai are secretly and quietly acquiring global talent from Australia, from Europe, from China, from Abu Dhabi, from Russia, from anywhere that you can think of that is a typical first world country, because these countries are desperate for expats and entrepreneurs. But I want to begin with Dubai, which is in the Middle East. We know, due to the Iran and American war, with the proxy of Israel, of course, this war has dismantled Dubai's economy so much that this global place, which was seen for luxury and all of these wonderful things, started to have tourists being afraid. Now, this is horrible for Dubai because Dubai, if you didn't know, is like 90% expat population. And so with everybody kind of turning away and saying, okay, maybe we don't want to be in Dubai, Dubai did something unthinkable just in the last couple of days. In fact, it's active already. Now, typically when these new residency schemes come out, they take years and months and years and months to actually come into fruition, or it's like that in certain countries in Africa. But Dubai, they said, oh no. We need to get this together because we know our economy depends on expatriates. And so they have launched, get this, a 10-year, hold on, not multiple entry, 10-year residency permit for freelancers and content creators, meaning you do not need to invest $100K like you would in Kenya, $200K like you would in South Africa, $300, $400, $500K like you would in Portugal, or a high amount like you would to get the Thailand elite 20-year visa. Oh no, you don't have to do any of that for Dubai. In fact, Dubai said you can come in if you just make $4,000 per month, about $48,000 per year in your freelance business. They are targeting consultants, entrepreneurs, expats, and small business owners with this. Travel and luxury travel, long-term luxury residency just became a lot more accessible for you Americans, you Canadians, you UKians, British people who have a freelance business. Now, in the past, you have thought, oh, my little freelance business can't give me that much in the world. Oh no, I will be the first to tell you, our freelance business turned enterprise has gotten us residency in Mauritius, Africa, and continues to. And now Dubai is doing the same thing, 10 years. And technically, it's better than any digital nomad visa out there, because usually digital nomad visas only last 1 to 2 years, maybe 4 at the most. Then you have to move over to some type of investor or entrepreneur permit. Dubai said, oh no, you can be your digital nomad self with your business in Dubai. 10 years. I'm going to leave the link down below because this is crazy. And these are the types of conversations we have in the 5-in-1 state of the diaspora. Now, I am not one that plans on living in Arabic nations, but I love market research. I mean, I'm a marketing analyst of 10 years, and I own a 10-year-old marketing consulting firm that has gotten clients $31.9 million to date in revenue, okay? And so I love market research. I love to see what is happening out here in the geopolitical front. I love to understand what's happening with residency permits across the world. And so I have been looking into this, and it's really, really interesting. Now, I want you to consider all of this with what has just happened with Kuwait, because I do want you to be aware that Iran has gone back to sending missiles to Kuwait. And so the U.S. alert went out from the State Department saying, hey, if you are in Dubai, if you are in Abu Dhabi, if you are in Kuwait, if you are in Jordan, if you are in these places, be aware because some tensions are rising again. So I have to give that disclaimer. I want you to be safe, but this is for market research purposes. So you understand the doors are opening up out here. Those of you who are like, oh, I only make $50,000 a year. Like, man, sir, you may be poor in America, but you are wealthy. And you can live your best life on $50,000 per year outside of America, okay? Because the world's most valuable resource now is these Western minds, these minds that have seen AI, that have Claude AI, that have ChatGPT, Gemini, that have built these companies like many of us Westerners have, working in these corporations, working for these law firms, marketing agencies, tech companies. They want people like us in their economies, not only to spend money, but to run businesses, to invest in businesses, and to grow. Because guess what? We make their country portfolio look really, really good. So it's only a matter of time before you see even more African countries hosting things of this nature. But following our video alert yesterday, they will probably be the countries like Mauritius, like South Africa, like Ghana, like Ethiopia, like Tanzania, like Kenya, like Congo, like who else was on the list? Rwanda, who are actually still in good standing with America. Because remember, the U.S. embassies, 30 of them have closed as of June 1st all over the continent of Africa. There are only 20 exceptions to that rule. Now, you're going to have to look at the previous video to understand the rest of that. But listen to this. Today, a skilled consultant in Mauritius can serve clients all over the world. A software developer in Nairobi can work for a company in Los Angeles. And a copywriter in Dubai can manage campaigns for both American and Arab businesses. According to data from the World Bank, an international labor organization, remote work adoption accelerated dramatically after 2020, the pandemic, creating an unprecedented class of location-independent professionals and a new class of entrepreneurs. So that's why Dubai has the golden visa invitation to you, my friend. Check it out. Now, can we fly over to the Mediterranean? We're not going too far. We're going to hop on a flight from Dubai to the Mediterranean, and we are going to land in Barcelona, Spain, because the country is evolving its visa pathways as well to attract international workers, freelancers, and skilled professionals, okay? This is inclusive of people who are currently in Australia. I want to make that clear because I have been seeing talks of how Australians and European nationals are going to be able to go to both of their territories of the world and potentially get skilled worker visas easier, okay? Understand, for decades, migration primarily followed employment opportunities. People moved where jobs existed. Today, jobs are increasingly following people. The entrepreneur with the laptop arrives before the corporation, and this creates an entirely new set of migration patterns. Rather than waiting for a multinational company to establish offices, Spain is saying, hey, we're going to give you a 1-year visa. Come into Spain. You don't need a job right away. A lot of times on work permits, especially in Africa, especially in these places, maybe even slower parts of Asia, sometimes Europe and America, you have to get your work permit outside of the country and you have to have a job lined up and all these sorts of things. But Spain is saying, hey, just come in right now, find a job for a year, and see if you like Spain. Once you book your job, you're good. Literally, you as an American, as a Canadian, as somebody from Britain, wherever you are from, even Australia, can come to Spain today on a 1-year career searching visa. It lasts an entire 12 months. Look for your job in Spain, acquire said job, and then switch to a different visa while you're in Spain. Somebody say the doors are opening up. Somebody say great exodus from the West. Somebody say the West is collapsing. America is falling. Canada is falling. Great Britain is falling. All the folks in the West are falling. And these Southern European nations know that. The Mediterranean knows that. And Africa knows that as well. So that is why they're coming out with these visa schemes. Now, the continent of Africa, of course, is the quiet opportunity, okay? Let me tell you why. Because we were talking about 10-year visas earlier, right? 10-year residence permits, right? I don't want you to let anybody on the YouTube streets, the complaint streets, the I'ma just yap on social media and complain streets to tell you that it's so hard to move abroad. It's so hard to move to Africa. Everything's so hard. Don't let these folks fool you, okay? Because the lack of research that people have put in shows that they have to reap what they've sown. But you, my friend, by the fact that you are on this channel, you have already begun to do the research into what's available, okay? For example, in Mauritius, Africa, similar to Dubai, similar to Thailand, similar to Abu Dhabi. These are the 4 regions or countries of the earth right now that issue, get this, 10-year permits. Let's let that simmer. Let's let that pause for a second. Let that get down in your soul and your brain like, okay, not 1 or 2 year, not a 2-year work permit, not a 2-year retirement permit, 10-year permits. Now in Mauritius, 10-year residence for retirees. In Mauritius, 10-year residence for self-employed entrepreneurs. In Mauritius, 10-year residence for investors, okay? Without putting 100K, 200K, 300K. If you're a self-employed entrepreneur, you can put between $35,000 and $50,000 in the bank. If you're an investor, you can put between $50,000 and $100,000 in the bank. Boom, that is it. Mauritius also has a premium visa that's actually getting updated. Get this. The premium visa is getting updated to a premium golden visa, which functions the same as the traditional premium visa. It's still the same type of functionality, but it has a new name because, you know, we like to update. We need to rebrand out here, right? We got to do something a little bit new. You got to do like a new marketing launch, okay? I totally understand. I get that, and I think it's a wise choice. So don't let anybody tell you on these expat streets how hard it is, how difficult, how this, how that, when opportunities are opening up every single day. I mean, I just swipe on Instagram and it's like, boom, Dubai, boom, Spain, boom, Greece is doing this, boom, Mauritius is starting this, Seychelles is doing this, Kenya is offering this. This is what's happening in Nairobi. This is what's happening in Kigali. Look, there are so many opportunities for you on the continent of Africa, for you in the Mediterranean, and we like to look at these things wholesomely in a more not exclusive way. We want to look at the holistic value of your travel abroad so that you have a real strategy that will anchor you to the continent or anchor you in your travels abroad. You can be anchored by having plan A country, plan B country, best fit residence, secondary best fit residence, and understanding what the market is providing to see if the country that you are in is kind of following that wave or not. So these are going to be very internationally sophisticated, very much bringing in complex contractors, consultants, high value people, and very competitive. We are now entering a competitive landscape where it's like, remember, Spain earlier this year, if you were not aware, said that they are giving legal status to 500,000 immigrants, meaning they want people to become Spanish and to be in Spain, okay? Now, after that, after this happened, they are now saying, hey, we're going to issue you a 1-year visa for you to just look around and see where you want to live and where you want to work in Spain. Once you get your job, we'll switch you on over while you're still in the country, okay? Mauritius, similar things. African diaspora that were born in Africa from Rwanda. So Rwandans, Congolese, Ghanaians, Nigerians, Kenyans, Tanzanians, all the folks come here to acquire jobs because Mauritius's economy is booming, even though it's an island nation. If you have not been here, you would just have no idea. You would just simply have no idea. But I mean, every second of the day, building is happening here. Loads of apartment complexes, loads of condos, loads of villas with a pool like we live in. We have always lived in a villa with a pool in Mauritius. That's why it would be so hard for us to leave Mauritius, because they have given us a quality of life that is just quite literally unmatched. The only quality that would be similar would be like Thailand or Vietnam, okay? That's the only quality of life that would even rank anywhere close to the quality of life Mauritius provides for a reasonable rate. Now, if you did not know, Uber is now in Mauritius. Yes, we have been catching Ubers in Mauritius recently, trying it out. The rates are better. Like, things are like, oh, this is really good. This is great for Americans that are trying to exit the West, for Canadians who are trying to exit the West. You may have a property in Mexico. You may have a residency in Colombia and Belize, but you're like, man, I still feel a little bit too tied to America. Man, it was great to be technically outside of America, but I'm in the Americas, so I want to have some kind of backup residency in Southern Africa or the Mediterranean. This is your sign. This is your time. It is a great day to be alive. All praises to the Most High, y'all, just opening these doors as people are practicing an exodus and showing the world and showing everybody around them, America's not the only way to do it. You may have been born with an American passport, but that does not mean that you have to stay there forever, okay? Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of this video, and I will see you in the next one. Shalom, shalom. Subscribe to members only. Join the Stay of the Diaspora at the link in the description, and I will see you next time.